Joyride is a 2023 movie directed by Adele Lim, written by Sherry Chevy and Teresa Sao, writers on Family Guy and American Dad. This is a road comedy movie about four friends who go to China to visit one of their birth mothers, and on the way they experience fun, and it's just a really awesome comedy movie. I saw an early screening of this back in May, which is crazy to think about, but it's now finally coming out July 7th, and I want to do a review for it because I think this movie is awesome. It's so fun. I saw it with a crowd, like, this whole movie was packed. You know, I saw it at Regal Union Square. Everyone went, and it was just awesome to see with a bunch of people who were all laughing and enjoying it. It is a very fun movie, and the best part about it, I think, is the fact that it has four completely different characters played by four great actresses. Sabrina Wu stars as Deadeye, one of the friends who goes on this trip. She is weird. She's kind of like keeps to herself and is very, different compared to the other girls. You get a lot of humor from this character and from her just personality. There's lots of great bits and just things she says that, made everyone crack up. Sherry Cola plays one of the characters who is awesome and one of the main character's friends. I feel like I should just kind of explain the main plot revolves around Audrey, played by Ashley Park, who's going back to China to visit her birth mom, and she's been friends with Sherry Cola's character for so long, and they're completely different. Sherry Cola is outrageous. She just says shit. She's dirty. She makes dick jokes. It's funny because then you see the contrast with Audrey, who's more like serious, and I just gotta go here and do this business trip, and that's it. And it's fun to have those contrasting characters because you get good chemistry from them. Then we also have Kat, who is Audrey's college roommate, played by Stephanie Hsu, who's fresh off an Oscar nomination from Everything Ever All at Once. And she is so good as Kat, the buttoned-up roommate, who is now a famous actress who they go to pick up. And she is great because they have so much, they have a great setup with her. And they reference, oh, you had a tattoo once. And there's like plenty of great references and payoffs. And I think it was perfect because with Kat, they keep referencing her tattoo and then they pay it off, and it's so funny and it's so just well done, and it has a great sense of comedy and pacing, more so than Family Guy. And I just say that because it has the same writer, and this is so much better. I do like American Dad though, but I'm just saying that Ashley Park as the main character Audrey is great. It's great because all these characters are so different, so getting to see them all in this road trip comedy is so fun. They're all just have their own personalities, and there are plenty of great jokes we get out of this, such as when they get on a train and they encounter a drug dealer who tries to frame them. They try to, get into the country and they have to act like they're K-pop stars because I really don't want to give much away, but honestly, the trailers kind of give what happens away, but it really is just fun and the characters are so great and it's a good time and I really enjoyed watching this. The comedy, though, honestly is great, and I want to explain why. The setups and payoffs are so funny, and they work so well. There's a great bit in the middle of the movie with a lot of sexual humor, and it kind of works perfectly, where the women are, you understand that they're all in relationships, and some of them aren't happy, or some of them aren't satisfied, and there's a great part where they go to stay at the hotel in China, and they encounter these sports stars who are staying there too, and the three girls all, become involved in one way or another. And there's this hilarious comedy that goes on where they're, in a sexual encounter and it becomes very physical. And you see that the women just get really rough and wild and the men are like, oh shit, what are we doing? And it's so funny. And then on top of that, what's even funnier is they show one of the characters, Deadeye, played by Sabrina Wu. She's just chilling and dancing. And it's so funny. Just the contrast. I mean, my whole audience enjoyed this movie. But then on top of that, they pay that off with another punchline where the next scene, all the women are just the next morning, just sipping tea. They're just chilling. And all the men are fucking hurt in casts and injured. And they can't even play in their game or whatever they were there to do because the women destroyed them. It's just such a great use of comedy where you don't have to just give a sexual joke or a gag. I mentioned Family Guy because the same writer worked on that. But, so many comedy or comedy shows or movies tend to just give safe answers where oh, here's a gag, but this movie really gives you funny payoffs and it's so worth it. And on top of that, it's very emotional. I'm not going to say the whole movie is, but it has emotion really well embedded into it where you have a comedy through the whole movie and then you have a really emotional payoff. The whole movie is about this one character, Audrey, going back to China to visit her birth mother. And then when they finally get there and you have that payoff. It's emotional. It isn't just some joke that they pay off. They even have a funny joke kind of embedded into the emotion, but still it doesn't overshadow it. It's still funny. And I really don't want to give anything away, but it's just an awesome well-paced movie. And I really wish more comedy films were like this, where you kind of have just a lot of jokes, but then on top of that, something that could really be emotional and resonant, and it's great. I just think of The Flash. I know people are going to be like, what are you talking about? But it's funny because The Flash tried to do a similar thing with a character being, emotionally, like, reconnected with their mother, but The Flash failed so fucking bad because it tried to do so much. It tried to, like, the whole point of The Flash was it's all about Barry trying to find his mother. Ironically, Joyride is the same thing, but it's actually good. It has funny jokes. It has good gags. All The Flash has is just like, here's Michael Keaton's Batman. Here's Supergirl. Oh, here's a cool fight with General Zod. Like, I enjoy those characters, but the way they're put in that is so bad. I know people are probably like, wait, why are you referencing The Flash? But it is actually similar if you want to think about how you can incorporate comedy, how you can incorporate emotion, and how you can just make an entertaining movie and have great character dynamics. And sometimes some movies don't work, The Flash, because they try so hard and try to shove in so much shit. But Joyride is just such a well-paced, well-balanced film, and it's so funny. I actually enjoyed it more than Crazy Rich Asians, which was written by the director of this, Adele Lim. I think Crazy Rich Asians was also a different genre. It was more rom-com, more trying to be like a classic, 2000s movie. This is just funny road comedy. It's perfect. If you want a funny road film, just a good comedy movie, check it out. Definitely go see it in a theater with a lot of people. It's going to be worth it. I loved seeing this movie, and I hope you guys see it, enjoy it. Check out Joyride. It comes out to theaters July 7th. Thanks so much for watching my review, guys. Have a great day. See you later.